we're back to discuss Black Panther, and if you watched our review, we all liked the movie. You know, the technical stuff with, particularly when they were in that challenge location, it was like really obvious that those waterfalls weren't real. The people standing up like hundreds of feet in the air, like there was some kind of stadium built out of the waterfalls. Like those people were obviously like cut and paste,
Yeah.
you know, up there.
Change colors.
Those sorts of things.
It was very awkward.
Yeah.
There also were a lot of action scenes that had very low stakes for me that I you know, didn't have much to care about in it. Like that the early challenge, it's like they're not gonna, like, Black Panther's not going to lose to this guy.
Yeah.
It was cool the way they did that. And then as it got more CGI heavy, where it was, you know, him in the suit, I think as far as the action sequences go, the challenge was good. The car chase thing was good, where he was like on top of the car and his little sister was like driving it remotely and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. That was kind of fun. But then as soon as it got to the point where they were all fighting amongst themselves, it was just like, this is really, like, I know how this is gonna turn out. I just don't know if they're gonna end up killing off any of these characters or not. But either way, like, I know Black Panther's gonna be fine. He's the only one that's really, like, you know, if they kill off one of his family members, that'll be really sad, but it's probably not going to happen either at this point. And of course, you know, no one important really dies in that battle.
I agree. I feel like when Michael B. Jordan took over and he became king, I figured he would have, like, kidnapped his sister or something and made it more, like, dramatic for him to come back, not only just to get his kingdom, but a little bit more added something. I don't know, girlfriend. And I know that's usually cliche.
Well, they thought he was dead.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, still, like, if he would have, you know, had his sister take over and make all these weapons and put her to work nonstop or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just know, like, they had to wrap up the storyline in this movie because they're not going to get a Black Panther 2 before Avengers. And I think the important thing that this movie set up as far as the Avengers is concerned is that the technology that the people have, the, like, hidden technology, that they're going to be able to use that. So when they're fighting Thanos in the next Avengers movie, they're going to have more power in the Avengers because Black Panther's going to help them out.
This movie was worth it alone for Andy Serkis singing "Baby Don't Hurt Me."
That's true. A one-armed Andy Serkis.
No more.
I kind of wanted a little bit more action with him. I was a little sad that he was, like, gone.
Unceremoniously, just.
Yeah.
I told Cal that this is a tired joke at this point, but I told Cal that, you know, Andy Serkis and Martin Freeman were in the Hobbit movies, which makes them the Tolkien white guys in this movie.
Get out of the car.
Never seen The Hobbit.
So, speaking of Get Out, he was in there too. The lead guy from Daniel Kaluuya or something like that.
I mean, everybody was in this. Sterling K. Brown, which I'm a huge fan of his, and
Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker.
Sorry, so many, and you know.
Although I wasn't at all buying that other actor was young Forrest Whitaker.
Who was that actor? He was in something else where he was. It was the school competition. No.
I really don't know.
Oh, okay.
When is the Marvel thing set? Is it a little bit in the future then? Because if that was him, like, 20 years ago or whatever, 25 years ago.
Well, it would have been 92.
Yeah.
This one took place in
Present day.
I guess 2018, maybe 2017, depending on.
So he aged a lot then.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you can look up and find the dates that the movies are supposed to be taking place in. Because they were, like, behind on time, I think, for a while. Like, a bunch of movies that spilled out into later years were still in, like, you know, like, this movie is still taking place in 2005, even though it's 2008 kind of thing. But, yeah, I thought it felt like it was pretty much, like, the current period coming through there.
my
But yeah,
only-
that guy, the young Forrest Whitaker guy, was like, I don't know, like 1.5 or 2 feet shorter than Forrest Whitaker, and he was obviously already like fully grown. Like that guy was not going to get taller and become Forrest Whitaker in 25 years.
Unless he was like a younger kid, like 16-year-old, and he was looking up to the 28-year-old.
But like
storyline.
we know what Forrest Whitaker looked like in 1992.
I know.
He was in movies and stuff, so.
He was in Species around that time. Yeah. The only problem I have with the movie was how rushed the climax seemed. It's like Killmonger gets the throne and then, oh, he's defeated. What?
You thought that was rushed?
I felt that was rushed.
Because that was like, to me, that was the most boring part of the movie. from him taking over, it was like, okay, set your clock. When are they going to get Black Panther back? How are they going to heal him? How's he going to fight? And I thought that, like, just him showing back up and people would just accept, like, you know, the challenge isn't over. And maybe he could, like, come to an agreement with Michael B. Jordan's character. But instead, like, Daniel Kaluuya and basically, like, weirdly, like, the men were all on one side and the, like, female army were all on the other side.
I felt like that was like Gaddafi's army.
Yeah.
That was immediately, it was like all-female army. That's kind of cool. However, isn't that what Gaddafi did?
Yeah. I think they borrowed from a lot of different,
Leaders.
well, a lot of different ideas and stories and particularly, like, African politics, African history kind of stuff.
And accents.
Yeah. And Michael B. Jordan was the only, like, his character was African American. He wasn't. I'm pretty sure, because I want to say he was born.
Yeah, he was
the
born
only-
while his dad, Sterling K. Brown's character, was on a spy mission.
Yeah.
America.
So.
He's the only
Just like-
non-African in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right.
Way to be exclusionary.
No, I just like the. I have a hard time remembering faces if it's not someone I've seen quite a bit. Like, Lupita Nyong'o's about as deep as I could go into. Like, everybody else was too obscure for me to like actually remember what their name was.
I couldn't think of Get Out guy's name. I was like, oh, it's Get Out.
Yeah, it's Get Out.
Still haven't seen that.
I've been looking at his name over the last week or so because he was nominated for Best Actor, and so as I was writing I wrote a blog post of my picks and my predictions for the Oscars, and so I've looked at his name recently because he got a Best Actor nomination for Get Out, and Get Out was nominated for Best Picture and Best Director, and I think Best Screenplay as well.
Interesting.
So
Is it worth watching if I spoiled the plot by looking at the Wikipedia page? So I know the story, but I never saw the movie.
the plot of
Get Out?
oh yeah, it's absolutely still worth watching.
Okay, yeah, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's very good. It's not going to win Best Picture, But it's still really cool that like the Best Picture nominations this year are from so many different genres that it's really hard to decide which one is the best. Because it's like
Apples and oranges kind of
yeah,
thing.
it's like, does this horror movie beat out this like period drama or not? But I also think that's a really good thing that they're recognizing all of those things
Yeah.
instead of like it just being all the Meryl Streep movies and all the
Sure.
Tom
And it's
Hanks
never
movies
science
and-
fiction,
Never.
except for
did it.
effects.
Well,
Never did Lewis.
Shape of Water is
Oh, is it?
like it has the most nominations I think of any movie.
Uh-huh.
So Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, Best Lead Actress. Sally Hawkins got for that. So, but I digress.
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Go
Great
see it.
movie. You should definitely go see it.
Black Panther will not be nominated for anything in 2019, but it was still a fine thing to go see. And like I said before, if you can see it in IMAX, I think that's worth it. If you have to, if your budget says you have to wait until you can get it on Redbox or something, that's fine. I would say it's still probably pretty essential viewing for getting ready for the next Avengers movie.
I mean, however
yeah.
you view it, it'll be fine. Just go watch it.
Yeah. So, if you like the way we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.